This is crazy. BlackRock, the richest and most powerful company in the world, is buying millions of XRP coins behind the scenes. Ladies and gentlemen, this is one of the best signs ever for the stock market. There is a good chance that XRP will be worth 500 or even more per coin. That's pretty cool, right? You'll be sorry you missed this movie. Let's skip all the other stuff and get right to the point. Nota bene. News is going around in the crypto world that BlackRock and JP Morgan, two of big banks around the world, might be putting money in XRP without anyone knowing. These moves are being planned by analysts and people inside the company, but they haven't been revealed by the company itself. Things could get really bad. When the talk began first in Algeria, the founder of Black Swan Capitalist shared ideas from well-known people in the XRP community, such as digital views and buying digital assets. Cryptocurrency investors said that Robbie Mitnick and Susan A. were the only ones who their evaluation of XRP in 2018. In the end, Mitnick joined BlackRock, which is interesting, and he took down his LinkedIn page for the Ripple Association. When it comes to his ETFs, BlackRock has mostly only talked about Bitcoin and Ethereum since then. Is that all there is to it, though? People who invest in digital assets said it was silly to think that BlackRock, the world's largest asset manager, would not care about a utility token like XRP. He instead made it sound like Blackrock's lack of activity could be an attempt to make things worse. Bradley Kim of Digital Perspectives talked about how big banks will often play down or ignore an asset in public while buying it up behind the scenes. Kim said this happens all the time and keeps prices from going through the roof before the collection is over. It was clear to him that this is not against the law and is just how Wall Street works. Kemi has also tied the rumors going around right now to how XRP was given out in the past. He said that 5 billion XRP had been given to R3 in the past, and that investor Greg Keat had plans for 1% of the whole supply. Why wouldn't other big banks or funds have gotten the same amounts of money if this had happened before? Could BlackRock or JP Morgan have been there without being seen? Remember that these claims are just guesses. There aren't any official documents or blockchain data yet that link these well-known companies to XRP, but the story fits a pattern. Institutions play down assets until the time is right. What might happen if BlackRock and JP Morgan are buying XRP turns out to be very strong. Most coins can't be used in real life, but XRP can. It can be used to pay for things across borders. It's also easier to understand the RUIS now that Ripple won a partial win over the SEC. It has a lot of potential for deep cash flow. Add BlackRock to the mix, and the demand could really go through the roof. BlackRock is in charge of more than $10 trillion in assets. One great example is what BlackRock did to start Bitcoin ETFs. It took years of doubt before the company finally put money into Bitcoin. This move not only showed that it was a real asset, but it also gave the market more money, institutional access, and power. The price of XRP could really go through the roof if the same kind of attention was ever paid as those who deal in digital goods say. Black, I don't think Rocket doesn't care about XRP. I think this guess leads to a bigger truth. Most of the time, institutions wait to show their cards until they're ready. BlackRock and JP Morgan may not tell small buyers about their plans until after bidders have put a lot of money into the market. And by then, the price XRP might be very different from now. Now comes the important part. What can our favorite cryptocurrency, XRP, really do? Wall Street might not want you to see this gem yet. Trust me, that being said, some of the things that top crypto experts have said will shock you. The price of XRP could go up a lot more in the future than people think if BlackRock is really planning things behind the scenes. Big things are being said about XRP in the market. Things are getting interesting now. There are numbers that experts and people with a lot of power are coming up with that didn't seem possible before. Levy said in a tweet that XRP will make everyone rich. Along the same lines, Jack the Ripper said that XRP would soon hit a new all-time high. It's said that Wells Fargo thinks XRP will hit 100 to 500 in the next 2 to 7 months. An XRP queen may have said the most shocking thing when she said that. It would be one of the biggest moves in crypto history if that guess is even close to right. But how likely is it that these numbers will be correct? To understand that, we need to step back and see the bigger view. The CEO of ARK Invest, Cathie Wood, has said again that she believes Bitcoin could reach $1 million in 5 years. She says Bitcoin has taken the place of gold as a value. It used to be that institutions only own metal, but now they also own digital assets. Wood believes that the value of cryptocurrencies is going to grow very quickly as more businesses start to use safe coins like Ethereum and Solana that are based on blockchain technology. Analyst Levy Reed took Wood's guess and used it right away to explain XRP. To his surprise, Cower 100 is not only possible, but also very likely to happen if Bitcoin really does reach 1 million. As big banks put more and more money into crypto markets, he said it wouldn't stop with Bitcoin, as Bitcoin is known to go up, and when it does, altcoins with good use cases tend to follow, often with even bigger gains. Reed also talked about how well the last 8 months have been at XRP. In December and January, XRP went up more than predicted, which shows that it is still very strong. After Ripple's court fight against the CC, rules became clearer. This means that XRP is now better than ever at attracting institutional flows. He's not the only person who believes this. A seasoned dealer named Steve Schultz recently looked at how much XRP and Bitcoin could grow over the next 5 years. His math is hard to believe. If you put $5,000 into Bitcoin today and it went up to 1 million, that's a return of 7 or 30%. Putting the same $5 in button or XRP when it was about $3 and when it was worth 100, your money would have grown 155,000 at 800, a 36-cent increase, which is more than 5 times the return on Bitcoin. People who are ready to take risks are drawn to XRP because it gives them an uneven return. If Wells Fargo's estimate that prices will drop to 100 to 500 soon comes true, we're not going to be upset. Let's talk about big gains. What XRP stands for in the banking system is going to be completely changed. At its current price of 3, XRP has already grown 400% a year, which is a lot more than Bitcoin's 96% growth. It would cost $1 million if the price went up to 100. Wouldn't it be crazy if XRP hit 100? That's not all, though. The price isn't the only thing we need to talk about with Ripple. Believe me, this is the coolest part. It's not just crypto noise that Ripple is making. That is the truth. In a quiet way, it's taking over the world of business. You'll understand why XRP might be hard to stop once you see who they work with. This new event in the XRP environment isn't just crypto talk, then it could hurt the network's popularity and reliability for a long time. An exchange called LCX has put in a white paper for XRP called Markets and Crypto Assets. And Mike Anders talked about this on X. Nothing about this makes it look like Ripple is trying to sell something. RepPH and the XP system have nothing to do with LCX. Instead, the file is a separate report that was sent to the European Securities and Markets so that officials could look it over. It shows how the XRP ledger is run, how much energy it uses, and how agreement is reached in a way that can be checked. Investors and lawmakers can use the white paper as clear proof that XRP is what it says it is, decentralized. The Ripple Protocol Agreement method from XRP Ledger was used to make this study. In proof of work networks, miners fight for block rewards, and in proof of stake networks, big token holders can run the networks. However, people who check the XRP Ledger do not get paid directly. Their goals are useful and have to with how they look. Groups that use validators do so to protect their own procedures. As long as validators are paid in local coins, the company LCX says that this keeps the economy from becoming too centralized and lowers the chance of manipulation.